So the widow of Wiseman David has made a post, and AMT7 posted the full statement. She reads it out and everything. So go check him out. I saw this particular post because of his channel, and I thought it was quite interesting how she lays it out. But I'm going to attach to it the statement that was posted by in Genesis. Now, I want to be very clear in the beginning so that I can speak freely to what I want to address in this video. This is not an attack on Iron Genesis. It's not saying that Iron Genesis was what. I'll address it as the video goes. So please do give an ear if you are that person that's hearing that part of the message. Okay, Strict Reality Show, the Daily Christian Commentary videos. On this channel, we speak about what Christians believe, the authentic belief biblically, and we look at everything that is more realistic for a believer when we look at what's happening in the world. Now, this video is going to be extended on the second channel with the story of Babes Wodumo. There was a lot of things that were happening when Babes Wodumo went to the funeral and whatnot. Her husband passed away. If you don't know who we're talking about, don't worry, skip. Don't watch the video. It will be down in the pinned comments. But I think there's something that happened there when I was looking at this post. I was like, this kind of flows into that subject. So that video will be posted on the second channel. So do check it out if you do think, and subscribe on that channel. On that channel, we speak about social subjects, not with a biblical mindset. Okay, biblical approach to social subjects, not the Bible subjects. Now, this subject here is quite an interesting one because I've once talked about this when we spoke about Bushiri's daughter passing. And you remember Bushiri had actually made claims that after one particular spiritual son came to him and said, "Oh, Papa, you must be crying, you must be hurt." And Bushiri said, "No, why would I be crying over the death of one child when I have all of you who are spiritual thingy?" You remember that video? Yeah, and I said that's not realistic of mourning. That's not realistic approach. Because of this false doctrine of spiritual sons, you don't have to go out there and dismiss the passing of your daughter. You don't have to do that. Why do that? The doctrine is the problem. And so we spoke about that. And so I wanted you to understand that we have extended this subject. But we also extended this subject when we spoke about Deborah Fraser. You will hear where. Now, the post that the widow made, it's speaking about the part of saying he knew that he was going. And you'll remember, if you've watched AMT7's videos, he made a video talking about Iron Genesis post, where Iron Genesis posted that they talked not long after, and he expressed almost as if he knew that he was going, right? Now, he might have spoken that, or he might have sounded like he said that. He said, "I'm ready to go to my father." That whole kind of jazz. And he made that post. So the wife's post sounds like a completely opposite of his post. So people mustn't think I'm just making up things here, okay? It sounds like a complete opposite. A friend says something, okay? And then his wife says something. Now, why on this particular subject am I taking the wife's side? Ne? By taking the wife's side, I mean the wife's side is realistic. It's more realistic. It's a realistic approach. And if you listen to the video which we made when Israela passed away, it's more on that tone. The wife is saying he didn't know. The wife is saying that the husband was looking forward to the 30th. He was looking over to the 31st, the crossover and everything. So why would he have known? Now, she's not asking that. That's why I say watch AMT7's video. I'm just kind of listening to what she's saying and then looking at the overall. She says, no, he was looking forward to the 31st. And he was looking forward to the 31st, showing that he didn't know. He had plans for the future. Why would he have been planning and then all of a sudden he's out? Why? Unrealistic approach that the prophetic movement has put a lot of people in. They want to know everything. They know who ate what. They know what street you live in. They know what t-shirt you were wearing. They know everything. They cannot have an area of life where they don't know. And that's not realistic of real life. That's the same thing I said when we spoke about Deborah Fraser. When we spoke about Deborah, when she got well, people felt like she's well, she's not going, right? And she passes. And we spoke about this aspect of how hopeful she was for the future, and she now started having plans for the future and all that kind of jazz, right? And we said that is how God intends us to live, with future hope. So the wife's statement that he didn't know, like if most of us, all of us don't know, all of us, like all of us don't know, it's realistic to what is likely to happen in your life. This idea that you just want to know everything. Like prophetic people who go to prophetic churches, they want to know everything. Before they start a business, they want the prophet to say, yeah, that business will be successful. They don't want to face life the way the rest of us have to. You're deciding to make a financial decision. Prophetic people want to hear the prophet say it's going to be successful, you won't lose money. That's not realistic of life. That's why we were speaking about this Tron thingy. People were being told they're going to make money. All of them are prophetic. None of them told that the thing was going to collapse. Why? You don't know everything. You don't know everything. But because they want to approach life unrealistically, right? Unrealistically, they wouldn't understand the wife's statement here. The wife says he was looking forward. Now, that doesn't say that you are not a real prophet because you don't know. Ne? But also it might say the opposite. But you understand. But you're not abnormal for not knowing. You're actually normal for not knowing. That's how God wants us to live life, with a perspective for a future. You see, that's why when you look at the situation during the period of the Israelites in Joshua and so forth, it was important to have a generation that looked with the future. You are being told to go and take over this area. Some people don't see a future. They say, hey, we can't do nothing, guys. No, there's nothing. There's no hope. We know that God said we must go there. But, hey, guys, can we think this one twice? But what perspective did God want them to have? We are going there, we will conquer, and there is a future for us. That's the generation he wanted out of Joshua. If you read that story, God has made us to look forward, to have a future perspective of our lives. Not bad for you to plan. No, plan. So life is meant to be lived with that perspective of hope. But because prophetic people, they want to know it all. They want to claim it all. They want to know, what t-shirt must I buy? Okay, what t-shirt is going to get me recognized? Okay, and it's not realistic. It's not realistic of what might happen. Okay, that's the point. It's not realistic of what might happen to you. You see, they post that perspective. They show that perspective. You're going to be there thinking to yourself, why is it that when my husband left, I never had an example? I never had something. I never saw his passing coming. Because they are posting these unrealistic perspectives, or they are speaking about it, this unrealistic perspective of always knowing everything. We don't know. It's okay. Yes, we don't know. It's okay. The apostles also, even after Jesus had told them, they didn't know that Jesus was okay. Jesus was going to die. They didn't believe that. They were not taught those kind of ideas and stuff like that. It was kind of new. It kind of shocked them. And even to a point when he's leaving, they are like, okay, so are you going to establish the kingdom now? When is it going to happen? What's going on? They kind of, where are we exactly? For Iron Genesis might say that, he spoke, the Wiseman spoke as if he knew that he was going. But that might be what you read into it, right? That might be what you read into it. People just don't like not knowing. But because that's the movement they're from, that's the movement that they are in, the prophetic, the professors, know it all. But realistically, you might not know. You might not even get a word. You are waiting for a word. When are you going to die? So that you can plan properly. My friend, we live unto God. Our lives are in the hands of God. The day I die is the day I'm supposed to. There's no mistake about it. There is no untimely anything. Don't even say those things. Keep those statements to yourself. There's no such a thing as an untimely death. You'll be like Tupac. They will shoot you the first time. You survive it like nothing happened. A bullet goes through your head and you survive. And they shoot you here. Out. Why? We don't know. Anything, you will be eating peanuts. One peanut choke you, you're out. You don't know. And it's okay. But the problem is their theology or their ideals. If you remember what Mushiri was saying during the time of his daughter's sickness. Ooh, she's going to revive, she's going to what. They couldn't deal with it. As prophetic as they are, they didn't know. But now they might tell you opposite because, they've healed and whatever. But the realistic perspective is that you don't know. And so I want to extend this also to the Babes of Duma because there's something there that I was looking at and I was like, oh, okay, maybe it might be worth talking about. I shot the first one, I didn't like it, I dumped it. So I'm still trying to dictate, to kind of like see the tone of that channel, like the voice of that channel. I get it, I get the idea that I was going for, but the tone, how does it sound, And so that video will be down in the pinned comments. It's important to note, okay? You don't have to invalidate the wife's perspective that they were planning for a future. It wasn't just like out here, like I'm going to get married for 2 years, then I'm out of here, okay? We don't know. You don't have to invalidate the wife's state of mind or feeling because she saw her husband planning for the future. But because of the prophetic movement, this perspective of wanting to know everything or claiming to know everything, this kind of things can become very dangerous doctrinally. It's Ricky, and I'll see you on a later on episodes. Other episodes down in the pinned comments, and y'all have a good one.